This is Twit.
The Google Pixel 4, the rumored and leaked and then confirmed Google Pixel 4 by Google, might have a long-awaited new feature, P3 color gamut support. Hold the phone, everyone. Gamut support. But this is a big deal for camera enthusiasts. Android devices have historically captured a limited color range images using the sRGB gamut. Images that show colors outside the sRGB range will clip those colors to the nearest color. The P3 gamut is a wider color gamut by comparison. Apple has supported the P3 gamut for 3 years now, and last month Google said wide color photos would soon hit Android. Now, code has been discovered in the Google Camera app that hints at possible support for wide gamut P3 color capture. And the fine folks at XDA believe that P3 support will be present in the Pixel 4. And that seems, given the square camera design of the Pixel 4 that we saw when Google posted it, if they're going to focus on high-end again, flagship phone and camera functionality, where else to go but improving the color depth and the color values, that seems like a logical spot to go. Joe, what do you take on this? Do you think that this is inevitable for the P4, or will we get it sooner in the Google Camera app?
I think it'll come with the Google Camera app. I was a little mesmerized by the fence with the rose, because that looked like my fence in one of my rose bushes. I was like, did they get that photo from me?
This was taken 2 minutes ago.
The house.
Yeah, I was like, hold on a second. I know that fence. But I guess all wood fences look like that. In any case, I'm not the biggest camera buff, so I might be the wrong person to ask about this kind of stuff. But it feels just like the natural progression coming forward. I wonder, does the lens have to support it, or is this a post-processing kind of thing? And if it's in the Google Camera app, then I'm guessing it's a post-processing thing rather than something that the lens has to actually capture.
That's a really good question, because if it's in the app and not in the lens, then potentially that means it could be backported to other devices like the Pixel 3.
I have a feeling it's in the app. I have a feeling this is some sort of AI magic that is making this happen, and
processing power, right?
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think it's going to be some sort of processing trick that Google does. I mean, you can get the Night Sight's Google Camera app on a bunch of phones that aren't Google phones. Yeah. So it wouldn't shock me if this was very similar.
Yeah, I don't know if you still have it up, Kevin. The little animation of the rose going back and forth. It's subtle, but what you want to train your eyes on is the red of that center rose, and you can see that. Right now is a little bit washed out. That's a little bit deeper. You know what I mean?
The pinks get pinker too in the P3 version.
Yeah, you just get more. Well, you just get more depth. There's more kind of differentiation of the colors in the P3 profile versus the sRGB, where it almost looks like it clips in the reds a little bit with the sRGB.
Well, it's like rounding numbers. It's rounding the color to the nearest value, right? Which is not the actual color. So
right, and doesn't represent what we actually see with our eyes. So along the way, that's what these color gamut profiles are all about, getting further and further to the point where it represents all of the true colors that we see instead of having to round those up. So any improvement's better than not.
I see your true colors
shining through. Man, I wouldn't peg you for a True Colors song.
Hey, I'm a big Cyndi Lauper fan.
Yeah,
okay.
I could peg Ron.
I'm all for it.
So I'm curious, is maybe this is too deep of a question for all that.
Oh, here we go.
Episode 426. But I'm wondering, is what we're seeing, it's so hard to tell if the camera knows what my eye doesn't, if that makes sense. If the smartphone camera is truly reproducing what my eye sees, I don't know.
Are you asking?
This is a deep question.
Yeah, this might be an existential question, because this ties into a question that I've always had, which is
amazing transition, by the way.
What if my red and my whole color profile of what everything looks normal, like my reds and my greens and everything, is actually your purple and your blue? But you've always known that to be true, and I've always known this to be true, and so it just looks normal to you. But if I was to put my eyes inside your head, or whatever, we could trade sight. We'd be like, whoa, why does your grass look like the sky?
Question.
I thought about this when I was 10.
Just like smartphones. We just have parts that you take in and out of us.
Yeah.
This seems like a college dorm late night, kind of like, whoa. Yeah. How is my blue your blue?
Joe, what's your color gamut like, man?
I don't know. See, what I'm wondering is if we try to go so realistic that, because, some people have the eye floaties and you can see it like, floating through your vision. Whoops, sorry about that. But like floating through your vision. And I'm wondering if someday someone's going to get too meta with it and be like, so realistic, we included the eye floaties.
So
and if you stare into the light, you can see the veins behind your eyeballs.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just to offer a quick tidbit, sRGB, as far as I remember from the days I worked in print, because there used to be print magazines.
Yeah.
That's not the one they use. They use the other palette, the CMYK, the expensive one. They use that for printing.
Oh, okay.
Because it's more vivid and vibrant, like for magazines.
Oh.
Just in case anybody's curious.
What kind of screen would you need to view that kind of color gamut though? Because I bought a laptop last year for $1,000, and I looked it up and it's like, oh yeah, it covers like 76% of the sRGB range, and I'm like, I can't even see all the computer colors. How am I supposed to see all the normal colors with like all this new technology that Google's including?
Yeah. Well, I think you nailed it. We have to buy one of Apple's multiple $1,000 displays. That's all we have to do.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have to buy the stand too, do I?
Yeah.
You gotta. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You do. If you want to see those colors, you have to buy the stand. Okay.
Yet another great deal from Apple. Fine folks at Cupertino.